were not so fortunate. The PBP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the
I have no more. What a fool I was.
Leave me be. Response leads to violent.
I have no more. No more predictions to offer.
Resulting in the expelling of the worms, the berries, and most of the person's gastrointestinal tract. Human casualty rate was 100%, even when reluctantly given medical attention by Auntie's choice doctors. More concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive treatments such as their antibiotics, a topical cream that offers no benefit to the dying patient, except possibly smoothing away stubborn wrinkles, according to product literature. However, given
I have grown worried.
non-zero
I have
nutritional
not received
value
word
and
from Archivist
low growing
Clemens in some
costs,
time, and I
inpatient
imagine you would have
Auntie's
relayed
Choice
any pertinent
administration
information by now.
officials directed their
I
labs
fear
to
this
find
bodes
ways
ill.
to remove the
Without him,
parasite
our only
from the
option is a
berry.
direct assault.
A
A risky proposition, to be sure. The last thing any of us want is for our plan to spiral out of control.
And
so it falls on you to seize back that control. Use the methods we discussed to take command of the monastery. When it is done, I will send further instructions.
Found not in a lab,
You have my trust.
in a history book.
See that it is not
Specifically, a
misplaced.
history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of two different earth fish species.
I'm much
called
obliged for your
salmon
tireless
and
work.
Tuna.
With this,
was found
however,
to contain a
without
reference
Archivist
to
Clemens and his
anisakid
though the
nematodes,
codes
or
will allow me control of the
salmon worms,
automechs on the station,
with an
yet
estimated
we must act
70 to
unflinchingly.
90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contained the solution.
I have grown. I fear this. The last. Use the. However, though the yet we must act. I fear that the last. Use the.
Discovered that co-native planetary fauna was well adapted to the parasite. And
I fear that
affected
the
by
last.
it to
Use
any
the.
large amount.
However,
But
though the
human
yet we must
colonists
act.
were not so fortunate. The PBP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea, resulting in the expelling of the worms, the berries, and most of the person's gastrointestinal tract. Human casualty rates were close to 100%, even when reluctantly given medical attention by Auntie's choice doctors, who were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive ointments such as their antibiotics, a topical cream that offers no benefit to the dying patient, except possibly smoothing away stubborn wrinkles, according to product literature. However, given the purple berry's non-zero nutritional value and low growing costs, impatient Auntie's Choice administration officials directed their labs to find ways to remove the parasite from the berry. A variety of methods were tested and found effective, but they were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible portion of the purple berries, so these methods were deemed non-cost-effective and rejected out of hand. Eventually, the answer was found not in a lab, but in a history book. Specifically, a history text on Saltuna.
It would seem that our work here is done. Let us return to the ship and press on to those so-called Easter
Reference to anisakid nematodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contained the solution to eradicating these parasites. freezing. The simple and obvious, yet untried, act of freezing.
Agent, over here.
The embedded parasites.
It seems the situation here has been resolved, but I don't see Seer Wiley. Were you able to secure his safety? What? No. But heck, you must be mistaken. Or maybe were you able to speak with him? Help him recover his... I'm greatly... Did he mention me at all?
Were simply too small to be seen or felt by the unaided eyes of their consumers.
I'd rather hope that would... I'm sure you also think me to blame for all of this. But you have to understand, with the schism and now the war, the Order stands alone for the first time in its storied history. We have no experience with governance, myself especially. You've given me much to think about. I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for your assistance, and you are welcome to collect the experimental weapon inside the observatory, the Oracle. May all your future endeavors... I will not stand in the way of your pursuit of the malicious actors responsible for engineering this thing.
Another reason this documentarian is grateful for our Order's fabricated nutritional foodstuffs. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 ends here.
Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating.
I don't know what you're complaining of. But you know it's true.
Details of near present and future calculations. Though our current cordiality with Auntie's choice continues to hold, remain certain that every department stands united and ready should conflict recommence. Why, simply recall the precision of our air defenses against low-flying craft, augmented by our Seer's technology combined with the deft skills of our exemplars. This keen partnership not only forced our rapacious rivals to drop supplies from high orbit, it sent their ground troops scampering into scattered lines of hastily dug trenches. So much for their baseless conjecture that bookish theoreticians, a tidier paraphrasing of their colorful invective, couldn't hold their own on the battlefield.
End message with an emphatic sign-off such as, "You'll never be sad when you have solutions." Oh, that apparently was a note to self. Not to be read aloud.
Further beneficial content soon follows. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
The color of space, a chromospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space, the famous stellar cartographer Newton Otisgard replied, with no hesitation, beige. To experienced lumen astronomers, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the obtuse listener bleating with their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white or simply a shade of gray? No, it would not. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb and emit light, which answers the ancillary mystery of why there are no green stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission theory. The typical piece of non-heated matter absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emissions. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its color. However, most stellar objects generate far more radiation than they absorb, so they can be modeled as an idealized object, which is assumed to absorb 100% of all electromagnetic radiation and re-emit some based on its temperature and composition. Stellar composition determines what packets of light will be emitted, while stellar temperature determines the frequency of light and hence what portion of the spectrum that light is in. Low temperature emission is mostly infrared and not visible to us.
Not to worry, I go with the plan.
Which I need not describe here. As the stellar body's temperature increases, its emitted light shifts up into visible light, through red into orange, then yellow, then white. Even rare blue stars exist. These are the hottest stars, emitting mostly blue and invisible ultraviolet light. So why are there no green stars, you wonder? I think people draw this trivial conclusion for themselves, but if I must... It's because any star emitting green light also emits bluish and/or reddish light too, resulting in a non-green star. There is no naturally occurring stellar composition that emits solely packets of green light. In fact, such a composition itself would constitute evidence for intelligent interference, and no such evidence of any kind has ever been detected. Let's get back to Otiscard, the famous stellar photographer. The methodology of the Otiscard chromospectral survey was straightforward. He partitioned his astronomical field of view into grids, then tagged each object in every grid. He ignored empty regions, as black would only dim the color and not change its fundamental hue. The light from every galaxy, star, nebula, and quasar was gathered and fed into a central tabulator for computation. The subsequent spectral analysis produced a final answer to within 0.5% of the predicted value. And that result was beige. More specifically, the cylindrical coordinate model of color space, the hue is 42 degrees, while the saturation is a mere 9%, and the value is a full 100%. In more novice terms, while the color tends towards white, the addition of a variety of reds and some blues results in a more beige tone. And there you have it. So go forth, neophytes. And as you study your lessons, stare at the nondescript walls of your library, classroom, or dormitory facility, and exult in the knowledge that beige is also the color of the
That wasn't the song I was supposed to play. Oh, I forgot to carry the one. Next up. Well, the seers among you already know.
Leave me be. I have no more...
discovered that co-native planetary fauna was well
I have grown.
adapted
I
to
fear
the
that the last
parasite
use
and
the
hardly affected by it. to
However,
any large
though the
amount.
yet we must.
But human colonists were not so fortunate. The PBP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea, resulting in the expelling of the worms, the berries, and most...
It would seem that our work here is done. Let us return to the ship and press on to those so-called peace talks.
Even when reluctantly given medical attention by Auntie's choice doctors, who were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive ointments such as their antibiotics. A topical...
Agent, over here. It seems the situation here has been resolved. Were you able to speak with... Did he mention me? Allow me to reframe my inquiry. Did he show remorse for his actions? Any regret for betraying those who fitted him inside the narrow circumference of... with the schism and now the war, The Order stands alone for the first time. You've given me... You are welcome to collect the experimental weapon inside the observatory, the Oracle. It was Landon's design. Only seems fitting. May all...
Effective and rejected out of hand. Eventually, the answer was found not in a lab, but in a history book. Specifically, a history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of two different Earth fish species called salmon and tuna, was found that contained a reference to anisakid nematodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contained the solution to eradicating these parasites: freezing. The simple and obvious, yet untried, act of freezing the salmon meat killed the embedded parasites. A quick test showed the same procedure worked on PvP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed, a method that was judged too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any discernible way.
Not to worry. I will not go. Not to worry. I can manage matters from...
Or felt by the unaided eyes and tongues of their consumers. So Auntie's choice of...
Just from here.
How about that? Me.
Hello again. How can I be of service?
What a horrible accident. Those law-forsaken people crushed to death.
It wasn't an accident.
I'm going to lend a hand at the exclusion zone. Going to be injured.
Best we start discussing strategy, Commander.
The information collected on the peace talks has been verified, Commander. As time is a factor, this...
I can only hope we encounter few...
Bullet could solve a lot of problems. Provided we can reach DeVries before she enacts her plan to kill the delegates.
This unit is obligated to advise against blowing up a space station. Records indicate Greater Tranquility is a derelict station. Consequently, the ideal route to reach the main chamber for the be advised. In the absence of Victor, status deceased, and his explosives, Agent DeVries and her team, due to delays incurred while saving the Order hostages, DeVries also has the codes to control the station's security automechanicals, and will assuredly deploy them against you, Commander. Additionally, per the Earth Directorate Manual, when lacking equivalent combat...
Always up to a rate.
I'm coming with you. Who better to make DeVries pay for Horizon Point than a pair of our own Phantoms? Good. Would have been a shame if DeVries was DeVries.
Confirming coordinates for Greater Tranquility Station. Confirmed. Use...
The hostages went home safe. We'll see if those at the peace talks may all...
Initializing. How may this unit assist you,
No offense to Val, but it's real. Anyway, need something, Commander?
Your pet, I suspect I should be annoyed, yet I find myself nostalgic. It reminds me of my Academy pain tolerance. Certainly, I can...
Anyway, need something, Commander? Oh yeah? What's needling you? time to goggle the rift, Commander. We've got to get to DeVries.
Good evening. On behalf of everyone in Auntie's family, I want to thank our hosts for securing this wonderfully austere venue to begin our negotiations for peace. With tensions being patched in Golden Ridge, I am certain we can both profit from a merger.
That ship over there bears more than a passing resemblance to the Incognito. Perhaps it belongs to that wayward backstabber of yours?
Counselors remind you that this is no merger, but an alliance. By ending the war, we may focus on the true threat to our society, the rifts.
This must be the satellite. Satellite that sent an emergency ping across the system. What led me to you, Commander? Well, why is DeVries hanging on to it?
Architect's mercy. Is that supposed to be some manner of satellite? It looks like it was assembled by a drunk, blind waste technician.
Be still, Cadre. But don't. It's you, is it not? The one Agent DeVries warned me to expect? Well, see here. If you intend to stop me, you're far too late. I certainly don't wish it. Yet my health is a far less...
Look at yourself, fool. A traitor bereft of allies. Spill your plans, or the rest of us shall have no choice.
You do no such... And even if by some low chance you could extract my knowledge, you'll never truly understand. If our deaths by Agent DeVries and our comrades the time they need, that matters not. He lost his grit and turned traitor. But I am steadfast in my resolve. You hear me? Steadfast. No, I mean, yes, but it doesn't matter what you do. The rest of our team is pushing forward. Agent DeVries is right. The only way to save us from destruction is to save the Order from itself. But why would you leave me be? This situation is markedly different. Those at the monastery were not standing in your path. Oh, now, finally we have some honesty. I would scoff at such callousness, but fine then. I surrender. They're using the Seer's codes to gain control of the automechs and secure the station. You'll also need this. Her guards have commandeered some frightful reinforcements, and you'd do well to find the... That's my end of the agreement upheld. If you truly intend to...
No time to waste. Let's have a look at those plans. Just imagine the hustle and bustle of this place in its heyday.
Sovereign is regarded as...
We need to find us a fuse to get this whole thing operational again.
This is good. If the Protectorate's own leader is beyond his depth, he and his ilk won't anticipate an alliance.
He's not my sovereign.
Yes, right. Well, landing a strike against... in this state will be something like wrangling a galloping breadworm.
I am unfamiliar, but I presume that to mean it will be without exertion. If so, then you are perhaps even more ignorant of Arcadia than I calculated. The Sovereign him is as ineffective as you've suggested, but his advisor, the Consul, is not. These executions, these impulsive attacks, are solely his influence.
Solely? Your previous sovereign was rather draconian himself, if your own history books are to be believed. Do not act like the current rot emerged from nowhere.
I could perhaps say the same for you and your reputation for putting over people. But instead, I suggest we pivot our discussion back to the real matter at hand.
Look there, automax, and hostile by my measure. I'm not one to balk from a fight, but a direct confrontation may be unfavorable.
Taking cover! Ready to waste it. On your command.
I would not refuse assistance, which is most intense. My thanks and my hammer.
Boldly striving to pinpoint source, terminating perambulation.
is Junior Exemplar Daniels. I am currently practicing logging as a mental calming routine as a measure to waylay my panic. Fact. Junior Exemplar Ivanov and I have been working to isolate a circuitry inefficiency of 0.03% in the upper reaches of Greater Tranquility Station. The two of us are predisposed to intense focus. We've worked in isolation for weeks before. The others have warned us time and time again to check in regularly for posterity. We should have listened. In our absence, the station was somehow staffed by hostile mechanicals. We managed to capture one and remove the module producing its hostility. Ivanov was supposed to test it on another unit, but I heard an explosion from where he went, and I am too frightened to go after him. I don't know what to do.
After some quick mental calculations, I do see merit in your last declaration. It was astonishingly logical, in fact.
How charming that I've surprised an esteemed man such as yourself.
Battle! Mobility interrupted.
Yes, you must be quite busy between product launches and counting bits. But I will be here as long as it takes to ensure the order isn't taken advantage of by duplicitous actors.
Ready to take the heat off the commander. Just say whip.
Observations suggest that matters have been delicate.
A cursed relay destroyed our peaceful, liberated town of Fairfield. Their madness killed many and crushed our productivity.
A tragedy, one that could have been foreseen. Perhaps it is for the best, then, that you did not manage to bring the refugees of Westport to your door? Yes, we heard of that, too.
Attentions once more to Golden Ridge. I am grateful we could come to an accord after that unfortunate attack on Outpost Opportunity, but many questions remain.
Of course. Allow me to offer this bit of data, then. The true culprit of the attack was a proctor named Svoboda. My brave colleagues found her out and promptly executed her.
Ah, so the Order is capable of decisive action. I had doubts after hearing about your monastery. Even though the hostages yet live, this crime happened under your control.
I would remind you that these innocents survived because of our quick and accurate analysis of the situation. I do not appreciate insinuations that we allow chaos to run rampant on our watch. Chances are high that any erratic variable is a result of your people's meddling in our affairs.
Ridiculous. Next you'll be working for all of your past failures. Why, the mere prediction of our arrival put you into a tizzy. Isn't that right?
Bet if I go unseen.
According to my analysis, neither of our parties has enough goodwill with the other directly to an alliance. A swift end to the war is highly improbable.
You had to run a quaint predictive model to come to that conclusion? Did your numbers give any insight into making this more worth my while?
Yes. The explanation given by Mechanist DeSoto was as follows. This You are back, presumably on a praise be.
Seems this is a stockpile area for our foes. Normally I would turn a blind eye to the recommissioning of such resources, but we are on something of a schedule.
By my estimation, if we formed an alliance, say, within the next month, we would see returns within days. The market, the colony, would soon be out of Protectorate hands.
By your estimation? Do explain, how did you arrive at this estimation? What model did you utilize? Which metrics?
You see, I'm renowned for my ability to read a room, as we call it in my business, where common sense meets observational data, you might say.
I shall reduce them to a slurry! None shall stand against us!
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Mediating! Lethally!
I'm starting to get an eerie feeling, like someone's got their lamps on us.
My injuries are not superficial.
Have you given up? Customary. I can hear you scampering around.
How are you still upright over there?
What are you doing down there? I can hear you scampering around like a giving up? Scampering around.
You have my thanks and my hammer.
We came here in good faith to offer a merger, an alliance, and yet we'll still be at each other's throats. Is this really what you want?
It'd be foolish to even consider an alliance when you so clearly wish to bend Arcadia to Auntie's will. Should the fighting intensify, and it shall, it will be due to your pride. Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar already possesses the foresight necessary to lead a colony and better its people. Until you acknowledge this, I fear we will never reach an accord.
Foresight is nice, yes, but what about the entrepreneurial mind? We may have lost our brightest with this, if this is true, but there are promising employees.
Law, there they are. Right out in the open. Let's speed this up. We can't have gotten Law before DeVries goes through with her plan.
Strength in numbers, indeed. Arcadian matters are best suited for Arcadians. We actively collect data to understand how to serve our people, after all. Look no further than the abbot, who welcomed refugees to Matriarch's mercy.
Yet he struggled to feed and house them properly. The poor man was clearly overwhelmed if he couldn't see his right hand was actively undermining him, even with his data.
Meanwhile, Auntie's choice has done little to alleviate the refugee crisis it helped create. My projections may be accurate.
You have a nasty habit of arriving at the wrong time, Commander.
It's over, Augustine. Nowhere left to run. No more lies you can peddle or people you can burn. Your rewards come due.
Ibarra, I was unaware of your survival until recently. Believe it or not, I was happy you survived. But to see you still seeking solace in the Commander's shadow is disappointing. You could have done anything with your life. Shrugged off the bad memories. But now you're both here to meddle. Law knows why. Oh, and once you stop me, will you stop speaking for him too? I've no interest in continuing this little reunion. What happened in Horizon Point, well, I had no choice but to do as I did. And I'm prepared to do the same again. These delegates you came to save, I'm killing them both, and any hope for peace will die along with them. This is the only way if we hope to close the rifts before it's too late. So you say, but those agents and I are a very different stock. And anyway, they served the purpose they came here for. They bought me time to gain the advantage. I seem to recall your attempt to use Niles to tug at my heartstrings back on Horizon Point. Are you going to attempt to do the same again?
I thought you were the finest agent I'd ever met. I'd have thrown myself before a bullet for you. But you never cared about me at all. Did you?
No, I did. I simply hadn't accounted for you being there. But even if there had been a way to keep you out of it, I couldn't take the risk. Well, it certainly didn't take long for your insolence to rear its ugly head. Taking one life or two, or losing my own, matters not. So long as I complete my mission. The one I started, but the Order saw fit to abandon. You don't know the half of it. I hope you are not implying that I'm colluding with those close-minded, brutish fools. Any benefit they may gain is purely circumstantial. Everything I do for the betterment of the Order, whether they care to realize it or not. The mission that I started at Horizon Point must be finished. It was the Seers who came to me back then. They showed me their data, proving that the Protectorate's rift experiments would lead to our galaxy's destruction. I didn't want to believe them. But as more and more of their predictions came to pass, I knew I had to act. I had to destroy Horizon Point and its research to prevent annihilation.
That's... law, Augustine. You could have told us what you were planning instead of letting us blunder into a trap.
No, I couldn't have. Had I deviated from the plan even the slightest amount, it could have jeopardized everything. I had to avert a far worse disaster. By any means. You were an unwelcome variable. Prior knowledge could have changed your actions, and the Seers had predicted that you and your team would perish in the process regardless. I tried to put it out of mind when you and I first spoke. I had to focus. But all I could think of was the cost I was being asked to pay to ensure the mission's success, and I forced myself to complete it. I trusted that with Horizon Point's destruction, humanity might be saved, but it wasn't. It was only the start. I must finish what I started. As I said, your actions were part of the prediction and could not be changed. You needed to be there, and I had to proceed as I normally would. But what happened there, the unanswered questions I still had, continued to plague me. I needed to find a way to stop the rifts. And I learned of a prototype rift modulator in a lab on Praetor. I brought down the Earth Directorate satellite for its rift data. These are the keys to controlling the rifts, I know it. The Order alone should have this power. They can be trusted to close the rifts. But if they share this knowledge with Auntie's Choice, the entire galaxy's existence will be at risk. You know who these corporatists are, how they deal with their competitors. Imagine now how a war spurred by greed might be won, when fought with rifts instead of guns. You see? The Order must not sacrifice their principles for a childish attempt at peace. If they don't complete the mission they started, everything I have done will have counted for nothing.
Enough! Just... enough, Augustine. I can't listen to any more of these excuses. I've got all the answers I needed, Commander. She's gone over the threshold and ain't no bringing her back. Best we make this quick, before she can hurt anyone else.
You think you have it in you to pull the trigger, Ibarra?
Had 10 years to practice. Give the order, Commander. How many times do you need a snake to bite you to realize its nature? She's shown us who she is, Commander. She's showing us again right now. No, it wasn't just talk, but I never thought she'd turn into this. Fine. I'll follow your lead. Just don't ask me to forgive her, Commander. It ain't in me. That after all she's done.
It doesn't matter. Nothing you can say to me will change the issue at hand. If I'm to give the Order the means to close the rifts, the peace talks must end. 2 dead delegates? That's a fair price to pay. We've paid worse. Is that so? Please then, enlighten me on how you might save the Order from itself. They may try. Though we both know those corporatist vultures wouldn't take the snub kindly. When Auntie's Choice sees power in what the Order has, they will take it. But even if what you say is true, there's no undoing the past. Not for me. I don't belong here. And the Earth Directorate's nothing more than a memory. This mission is all I have. So if you won't leave me to carry out my plans, Commander, then all that's left is your bullet. Savannah. I was never a good friend to her, even when she was all I had. Sometimes I thought her a fool for putting such faith in me. But if she still does, maybe. No, it doesn't matter. You should hate me for what I've done to you, to your crew. You can't possibly wish for me to live. Do you actually? I want nothing more than that, but I just didn't understand there was another path I could take. Not until this moment. I see now that my judgment has been compromised. So we will do this your way. No harm will come to the delegates, and I will stand down. But there's more you should know. I've recovered a cartridge from the Earth Directorate satellite I brought down. It's here, with me, and it contains the rift data gathered from every system they monitor. If you process this data, you can use it to improve the prototype rift modulator on Praetor. Once that's finished, the rifts can finally be closed. Everyone will be saved. That's kind. But there's a reason I only ever worked alone, Commander. I'm at my limit. I know you can save us. And this cartridge will at least give you a head start. There's also a high-priority message from the Chief of Ops on there. I was unable to decrypt it, but you certainly have the means to do so on your ship. It may be 3 years old, but hopefully the information it contains is still relevant. Here, it's yours. May the numbers guide you, Commander. Wait, what in the void is that?
Rift's not getting any smaller. Come on, Commander, huff and puff.
This is an urgent message for all Earth Directorate agents. The spatial rifts threatening a majority of our colonies and our Earth Directorate bases, including this one, have entered their final state. You have at most a matter of months before everything in your local system is destroyed. The seriousness of this situation, you are fully authorized to do everything in your power to find a way to close the rifts. Analyze this data. Law willing, you will find a way to unlock any secrets it has
Acknowledging receipt of emergency mission parameters update, including activation of Directive Alpha Omega. Commander is now released from any and all agent guidelines. The full parameters, the agent has full authority to handle the mission in any manner they see fit. No exceptions. The extreme nature of stated emergency supersedes any other considerations. I have also detected competing The surveillance data from the satellite confirms DeVries's assertion of a prototype modulator on Praetor. Acquisition is required to be able to bypass any new or existing miniature ground level. You are also tasked with finding a way to process the Earth Directorate Rift data. The archive computer on Cloister would be best suited to this purpose. The prototype Rift modulator is located within the interstitial reconfig. Reaching the lab may involve violence. A protectorate blockade has been erected between our designated landing pad and the center. The archive is the largest and most powerful computer in existence. It is built. Control over the archive has changed several times since the invasion. Currently, the protectorate has possession of it. Conclusion. Agents are permitted to cooperate with local governments and other political entities at their discretion, even on both Auntie's Choice and the Order have previously controlled the archive. And maybe, coincidentally, both delegates also escaped. It seems they feel they owe you their lives and have asked to meet with you at their respective headquarters. The Order of the Ascendant are concerned with the elevation of humanity. While lacking experience in governance, they would be fair partner. Auntie's Choice has the firepower to more easily succeed in battle and greater experience in man. Whoever you assist will be better positioned to take control of the archive. There is also one other, less likely option. Persuading the two factions to work together. The delegates you helped save may be able to help facilitate returning to mission objectives. Do you have a preference for which to pursue first, Commander? Acknowledged. Due to the rift's expansion, both Cloister and Praetor show a high preponderance. It is worth noting that you've also received a message from Auntie's Choice. This unit can relay its contents now, should you wish. The message has also been, greetings, morally gray potential contractor. You've been pre-selected for report on board the ACS Undisputed Claim. It appears you now have permission to visit Auntie's Choice headquarters aboard its flagship, Commander. Injuries detected. How may this unit assist you? Readying database.
Commander, word. What happened back there? We had her cornered, bullets chambered, justice within reach. What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to trust you the next time a tough choice has to be made? Then why'd you do it? Mercy's a fine concept, but I'm not convinced everyone deserves it. I'm gonna need time to muddle through all this, so... Need some alone time, Commander.
I'm glad we made it off Greater Tranquility Station. Presumably the delegates did as well. I'm pleased we prevented their murder. But I only hope we do not pay for this decision in the future. But let us focus on... Certainly. I consider... Quite... Was there more in this vein you wish to discuss?
Saving the delegates from DeVries took considerable effort, dear. Of course you could, but you didn't. They still might have a role to play if we're to close the rifts. May all...
together in good faith to offer a merger, an alliance. And yet, our parties will still be at each other's throats by the end of this. Is this really what you want?
It'd be foolish to even consider an alliance when you so clearly wish to bend Arcadia to Auntie's will. Should the fighting intensify, and it shall, it will be due to your pride. Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar already possesses the foresight necessary to lead a colony and better its people. Until you acknowledge this, I fear we will never reach an accord.
Foresight is nice, yes, but what about the entrepreneurial mind? We may have lost our brightest when Fairfield was destroyed, but there are promising employees rising in the ranks.
So you think that your people should rule? You certainly have, strength in numbers indeed, but Arcadian matters are best suited for Arcadians. We actively collect data to understand how to serve our people, after all. Look no further than the abbot, who welcomed refugees to Matriarch's mercy.
Yet he struggled to feed and house them properly. The poor man was clearly overwhelmed if he couldn't see his right hand was actively undermining him, even with his data.
Meanwhile, Auntie's choice has done little to alleviate the refugee crisis it helped create. Indeed, my projections may be accurate. You are more interested in what you can steal.
Dear Vicar, you are not yourself.
Those two are such easy targets, I almost wish to shoot them. Double time it.
We do enjoy dazzling guests with a tour of our stolen artifacts.
There is only a 14% chance that you are jesting. No. If anyone in Arcadia is fit to host such discussions, it is Presiding Bishop Bassar. Anyone else would be an insult.
You have a nasty habit of arriving at the wrong time, Commander.
It's over.
But you could have done anything with your life. Shrugged off the bad memory, those nonsensical ramblings. Huh. Part of me, I've no interest in continuing this little reunion. These delegates you came to save, I'm killing them both, and any hope for... Seems that
I think twice before making light of those 10 years you stole.
This hatred's unbecoming, Niles. And you'd both be fools not to hear me out. I am doing everything with what little power... I am so close. With the right data and the prototype rift modulator hidden away, but like the Protectorate before them, Auntie's choice must never have access to that technology. You should. We can't let Auntie's ilk obtain the prototype or the rift data from the Earth Directorate satellite. The Order alone should have this power. You know who these corporatists are, how they deal with their competitors. The Order must not sacrifice their principles for a childish...
Enough! I've got all the answers I needed, Commander. She's gone over...
You think you have it?
Had 10. Give the order, Commander. Commander, this is for Wade. For Eric and Helen. And for everyone else's futures you tried to burn.
Do what you must.
Ready to wait! Respite. Time for a tactical retreat, I say.
That rift's not getting any smaller. Come on, Commander! Huff and puff! against that rip alarm. We need to get back to the incognito now. That rip alarm. We need to get back to the incognito now.
Pick up your legs! Watch the ceiling! We've come too far to be trapped like Christ's damn rubble!
This is an urgent message. The rifts
Acknowledging receipt of emergent. The agent has full authority to this. You are also tasked with finding a way to process the control over the archive. Reaching the lab may involve it seems they feel they owe you their life. And there is also one returning to mission objectives. Do you have a preference for which to pursue first, Commander? Acknowledged. Due to the rift's expansion, it is worth noting that the Order of the Ascent. You've also received a message from Auntie's Choice. This unit can relay its contents now. Greeting report. It appears you now have permission to.
Commander, word. So, that's it then. DeVries dead. Justice served. Galaxy still needs saving, but am I that transparent? Seems you do. I once thought DeVries the upper limit of what an agent could be. Certainly everything now she's dead. By our hand. Thought I'd feel relief or something akin to it. But mostly I just feel unbalanced. Like a mech with gimbals on the fritz. Yeah, had a suspicion you were working the same problem. DeVries earned her grave, sure enough. So why does killing her feel like... hell, I don't know. Putting out a star? Damn. And here I was hoping you don't suppose you have any advice on how to move forward from here. Guess we're both fumbling in the dark for a switch then. I appreciate you making... Might need a few to work through my thoughts, but I'll be ready.
You have a nasty habit of arriving at the wrong time, Commander.
It's...
You could have done anything with your life. Shrugged off. These delegates you came to save. I'm killing them both, and any hope for peace will die. Everything. But like the Protectorate before them, Auntie's choice must never have access to that technology. No. I forced myself to complete it. I trusted that with Horizon Point's destruction, humanity might be at, but what
Enough! I've got
You think you...
Head. Give the order, Commander. How many times do you need a snake to bite you to realize its nature? She's shown us who she is, Commander. You're wrestling fire here. You know...
It doesn't matter. 2 dead delegates? That's a fair price to pay. We've paid worse. Is that so? Please then, enlighten me on how you might save the Order from... But this mission is all I have. No, it doesn't matter. If you process this data, you can use it to improve the prototype Rift mod. Because, whether you believe it or not, you are the picture of an Earth Directorate agent. Competent, resourceful, tenacious. Perhaps I should have added simple to the list of attributes. As for, there's also, it may be.
The universe does not deign to give us a moment's respite. Time for a tactical retreat, I say.
You have a nasty habit of arriving at the wrong time, Commander. You could have done anything with your life. Shrug. These delegates you came to save. I'm killing them both, and any hope for peace. Spare me that sanctimonious drivel. You'll never be Commander Zane, don't even try. Such ambition. But that requires anyone to know that you were here.
All you'll be remembered for is sending your team to the slaughter.
I don't give a damn for my legacy. It's in your claims, but like the Protectorate before them, Auntie's choice must never have access to that technology. Anyone with even half-functioning gray matter knows that No, I couldn't have. Had I deviated, I forced myself to complete it.
Enough! I've got.
You think?
Head. Give the order, Commander. How many times do you need a snake to bite you to realize this? No, it wasn't just talk, but... Fine. I'll follow your lead. Just...
It doesn't... 2 dead delegates? Is that so? Please then. The fact that they're even entertaining a partnership with a... But this mission is all I have. No, it doesn't matter. I see. If you process this data, you can use it to improve the prototype Rift modulator on Praetor. Once that's finished. Because, whether you believe it or not, you are the picture of an Earth Directorate. Oh, but it's that forthright disposition which may... As for me, there's also... It may...
The universe does not deign to give us a moment's respite. Time for a tactical retreat, I say.
Follow me, quick!
Your legs! Watch the ceiling! We've come too far to be crushed by thrice-damned rubble!
Acknowledging receipt of emergent... The agent has full authority. You are also tasked with finding a way. Reaching the lab may involve control over the arc. It seems they feel they owe. And there is also one other. Returning to mission objectives. You've also received a message from. It appears you now.
Commander, word. What happened back there? We had her cornered. Bullets chambered. Just what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to trust you the next time a tough choice has to be made? Then why'd you do it? Mercy's a fine concept, but I'm not convinced. I'm gonna need time to muddle through all. Commander, word. What happened back there? What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to trust you the next time a tough choice has to be made? Then why'd you do it? I'm gonna need time to muddle through all this, so let's just end things there. Commander, word. What happened back there? What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed? Then why'd you do it? That sort of thinking never would have slowed DeVries on the draw. Mercy's a fine concept, but I'm gonna... Word. What happened back there? What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to trust you the next time a tough choice has to be made? Maybe if we ended her, like we planned, I could do that. But she's still out there, doing Lord knows what. Plotting, most like. Mercy's a fine concept, but I'm not convinced everyone deserves it. Just hope we don't come... I'm gonna need time to muddle through. Commander, word. What happened back there? What am I supposed to do with that? How? Then why'd you do it? That sort of thinking never would have slowed DeVries on the draw. That's really as much remorse as you... I'm gonna need time to... What happened back? What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to trust you the next time a tough choice has to be made? Then why'd you do it? Mercy's a fine concept, but I'm gonna need time to... What happened back? What am I supposed to do with that? Then why'd you do it? I'm gonna need time to muddle. Word. What happened back? What am I supposed to do with that? Then why'd you do it? I'm gonna need time to muddle through all this, so...
I'm glad we made it off Greater Tranquility Station. Presumably the delegates did as well. I only hope we do not pay for this decision in the future.
Saving the delegates from DeVries took considerable effort, dear. You don't know that. They might still have a role to play if we're to close the rifts. May the...
Need some alone... Commander, need some... Commander, need some alone time for now.
Injuries. How may this unit...
This is Auntie Cleo, offering a warm welcome to all visiting Auntie's Choice employees, affiliates in training, and ethically grey consultants who labor with committing to a side. Always remember, commercialism is the foundation that...
Consume in peace, and we won't have a problem.
Not because we worship bits, but because of the system's glorious efficacy. While the
Ever read the middle manager handbook? It really shores up the foundation of the program.
Respond to what you want through your decisions as consumers. What's more, we skip the frivolously
Where are the ones bound for Praetor? Wait, these cages are empty. Where? Hey, you haven't seen any loose raptidons running around, have you? Unbelievable. You wouldn't happen to be someone well-versed in weapons, explosives, and/or advanced hand-to-hand fighting, would you? And, you know, work cheap? Someone competent who also knows their worth? Fine. If the wraps... This here card will give you access to the elevator at market compliance. That, in turn, see any wraps loose there? Shoot, explode, or thwack them unsparingly.
We're pest trackers for the corporatists now? Do managers not count as pests as well?
Consume with Auntie's Choice.
Spare me your sales pitch.
As your fearless leader over unparalleled business...
Keep walking.
Middle
your wares elsewhere.
Whatever you say, I ain't buying.
Rousing sporting match as much as all of you base rank and file. The big rift cut off toss bombs from home, but Arcadia Growly...
Where'd you learn how to weld?
Hold that thought.
Can't help you. Sorry.
The protectorate's watered down rip-off. People, they call it. My, how imaginative. And don't get me started on their arbitrary rule changes. Bronzing is prohibited in Tuesday and the T-zones then. Oh, and sportsmanlike conduct is tolerated.
My records show you have an outstanding fine for past offenses. Pay up or face Auntie's justice. I'm listening. Funny you should say that. I've been entertaining a theory this was a mere misunderstanding, and you were a trustworthy sort. Pleasure doing business.
And Spectrum brand bandits. I pit our least bankable...
You came here because I heard people are saying good things about you.
Please have identification. Ah, you're not a transfer or visiting Auntie's Choice. Now that is certainly an intriguing statement. But no, we at Auntie's... Alrighty. Real? You're the questionable sort who we do business with. But you're definitely not our best friend. You should probably consider all it requires is allowing us to affix an Auntie's Choice hollow advertorial inside your ship, so you can bear our messaging with pride and share it across Arcadia.
Anecdotal feedback from paid experts shows it increases the odds of a ship's crew purchasing Auntie's Choice products by a whopping 11. Splendid. Enjoy your time on the ACS Undisputed Claim. From there, make your way through the...
Better than nature. Because nature... to kill you. Since then, our company has grown.
Hectic ulcers are darkened today.
Original remains.
Strive to spread unfettered free trade and self-betterment throughout the galaxy. So knowing you persist, well fortified by our products.
This area is for client intake specialists only. Though I admire your go where I want attitude.
Knock off the funny business.
Trust your attitude.
When are you going to have a sale? Schedule an appointment if you...
You have questions? We have answers. Anything you need to know about, like what? Ask away. Definitely the best choice. It's a tray-exclusive VIP saloon on the You're not thinking of anything else you need to know about this book. Well, for...
Auntie Bezos Purpleberry Bun.
Trinicular. Arriving any moment now. Approaching station. Client intake.
Pleasure not doing business with you.
It's time. Recognize the downwardly mobile with my latest. Starting with the ACS Undisputed Claim is not only our corporate headquarters and flagship, it's the heart of our efforts to spread unbridled self-betterment and free trade across the galaxy. Our flagship also sports a bustling commercial promenade where you'll find a wide assortment of products, wares, and miscellaneous bric-a-brac from all Auntie's Choice departments.
Friends of Auntie's don't steal from Auntie.
Auntie's Choice to Arcadia. Auntie's Choice delivers the unimaginable every day. So, as our...
Can't you see I'm busy trying to look busy?
Beneficent
Do Auntie's Choice operatives develop an immunity to cacophony such as this? Or are they simply fond of constant mild torture?
You're one of those folks that eats food. You feeling famished, peckish, hoggish? No, the best...
In the head office tower for details on this exciting opportunity.
Feeling queasy? Seeing spots? Bleeding from orifices either natural or
Stop saying Auntie's name!
If you have a malady, we have the remedy.
You! You're wanted for crimes against Auntie's choice. Make ready your bits, or make peace. I'm listening. Funny you should say that. Pleasure. Oh, hey.
You have ails. I have cures. You'll need to see Dr. Armbruster. X.
Oh, hey, think you dropped something? Yeah, you dropped something. Plenty of opportunists here, eager to take you for all you're worth.
And don't get me started on their arbitrary rules.
Afraid I'm not being paid to talk to you.
Prohibited in
Unrelated bric-a-brac. We got your unrelated bric-a-brac right here.
Oh, and sportsmanlike conduct is tolerated?
At unrelated bric-a-brac, we offer only the feast.
Blood. Sounds
we
like
market the most miscellaneous one.
Skybox.
We market the most miscellaneous feast.
Let's go.
Anti-Clears was specifically founded to fight what nature.
Need anything? Why, it's only the most popular drink in Arcadia.
Nature wants to kill you.
Inconsolable.
Step right up for the most
We cure all physical ails. Most at least. Well. Don't.
Mind your own business interests.
Working hard or hardly working? That's rhetorical.
Trust your aunties.
Ever miss a limited time offer? Put it in a memo.
This is Anti-Cleo, offering
Tender, butter.
Auntie's choice employees, affiliates in training, and ethically bred consultants permitting to assign. An artificial life is a life that's sweeter. Live a life that's sweeter with Auntie's choice. do better.
Experience the most sought-after inebriant. Welcome to the bottom runger. Exclusive home of the Raptor. That's what everyone, and I do mean everyone, wants to know. However, you are welcome to sample. Not tending bar right now, but my employee here can see to your needs.
Next is assertive
Mayor Dave.
Quite the bit pit. Down 14% in net gross. You're supposed to squeeze blood from every contract, not put us in the red. Learn to negotiate.
Take it up with the head office.
Samples for malnutrition tobacco line.
Down.
Purple berry product samples! Purple berry product samples!
To run a petting zoo. Acquire and exploit the
Complimentary purple berry comestibles. Compliments of Auntie's Choice.
Between the rifts, aggressive rivals, and the actions of maverick freelancers.
How do you eat Purpleberry Crunch? Real warriors eat it right from the box.
People say Auntie's Choice is Sub Rosa.
Hey, go-getter. Look, I'll be direct. We've had our You possess the sort from the meekest flunky to the most milquetoast myrmidon. Why, there's two things I desperately require. Realism. Authenticity. Sure, some might say that we're working on a brand new set of advertisements and need your exact cut. Of course it pays. Not amazingly, sure, but it's a rare chance to make something. You've got the stuff that can't be faked. Our listeners are sophisticated. They can see right through. Well, you drive a hard bargain. Let's say I'll step inside. I'll introduce you. He'll tell you how we do things, how we sell product. Then you provide your expertise. All it requires is you be yourself. Head into our recording facility when you're ready.
Auntie's Choice product is provided free of charge and is not the property.
Here for a report. Sorry. In the midst of composing my latest product-oriented dramatization.
No autographs, I'm afraid. Not outside of special appearances. Normally I would, but...
Yes? Can I help you? Ah.
That I did. This is Mid talking to...
Charmed. Yes, well, dive right in, shall we? To begin, allow me to share a bit on how we shape ideas. Part the veil about that everyone. If they don't have a little background first to frame your thinking. There are four... I'm who you want to be.
I, who have cultivated a persona as a sarcastic doubter, am not normally into things.
And I just hate that thing that...
Any other general questions before we get started?
Try not to get bogged down on too many details. All right. Now, first question. How can we best understand those like you? All right. Now, calling all rule breakers. Next question. How do we best illustrate credibility? Say, through something you know, or hate. Everyone watches for your next move. So that what's an aspirational goal for those who identify with you? Okay, Perv. You don't set... Last question. And I should mention we have a little leeway to fine-tune the product offering. Now with a full body bib included with every purchase.
Oh, don't want to hear it played back. Fine work. Hope to collaborate with you.
Calling all rule breakers. Everyone watches for your next move. So they can copy it. You don't settle for less. That's why we've updated our premier sis lines just for you. Auntie Cleo and Pal's deep-fried sissy bits. Now with a full body bib included with every purchase.
in the red. Learn to negotiate.
Purple berry product samples. Purple berry.
I'm not paying professional hunters to run a petting zoo.
Horse comestibles! Horse
scrounging
comestibles!
around.
We're literally giving them away!
Between the rifts, aggressive rivals, and the actions of maverick freelancers, there's a lot of volatility out there right now. The market hates uncertainty. Can't say I care for it either. But I'll have...
Purple berry product samples! Purple berry product...
It's the burning sensation on everyone's tongue and upper GI tract. The Raptidon.
Need anything?
There are so many reasons to shop for Auntie's Choice products. We have
Till next.
a range of... For every budget, from the most extravagant to the most big-minded of customers, we have food. For every taste and meal you can imagine, plus a few more that you can't imagine, but that sell you recipes for. We are also free.
How did you ever get so far with this without knowing?
Which do you like invading more? The Protectorate? Or the
Can't tell the difference between cover and concealment? Then you need a good set of armor before someone succeeds in ventilating you. Well, welcome, future repeat cut, because you have... And don't take it personal now. It's a I've...
You have the look of someone with... You...
Take whatever business you're running elsewhere.
Who do you think's getting this big Sorry.
Talk is cheap,
time is
but my
bits.
time
This
is not.
This
Is
is
not.
time. Or are.
Maybe focus on self-bettering yourself.
From pop guns
Can't
to
tell the
self-propelled
difference between
cannons,
cover and
I have
concealment.
whatever size weaponry you need to make off.
Ready to waste it. On your Your judgment has found you! Your lot couldn't hit the boss.
feel like we're about to meet some of the most famous actors in the world.
Attention, morally gray.
I see you decided to accept my... Ordinarily, reception here would detain you in a whole song and dance, but you're no common contractor. You're my honored guest. And as such, I wanted to formalize my gratitude for your assistance on greater... What a shame our negotiations were so violently digressed. We were making progress, bumpy though it was. While making our expeditious retreat from the station, Alden and I encountered a dying man. One of the Order radicals. He confessed to Vree's entire plan, and that he thought you must have stopped her. Thanks for that, by the way. 2 dead delegates really would have impeded negotiations. In fact, that is... Some messages have indeed been sent hither and thither through back channels. Alden remains convinced and agrees. Mayhaps we're both overly optimistic, but if there's even the remotest chance of bringing the Order and Auntie's Choice together, the profit from doing so far outweighs the risk. To begin, you'll need to gain favor with both the Order and Auntie's Choice. I expect the Order will want you to, do whatever you must to earn an audience with our respective leaders and convince each to agree to meet. Imagine the benefits of having both the Order and Auntie's... And there's always the moral incentive to consider, I suppose. Ending the conflict between Auntie's... Capital! As I mentioned before, you'll first need to, when it comes to the Order, approach their laureates. They seem to run things. Oh. And you might see about improving your oratory skills in the meantime. Persuasive rhetoric will certainly... Certainly. Aren't you adorable? Next you'll be asking me, what is anyone apart from the function they perform? To wit, I am my job. If price matters, there's the bottom runger. Dingy little watering hole on the esplanade. Not glamorous, but for a person of meat, you'll find the best choice in the upper portion of the promenade. Oh, Answering that would come dangerously close to upward Wouldn't want the junior ranks getting the idea that they can review or look. Suffice to say, Auntie Cleo is without peer. Quite literally.
Hello, daring self-determinativist. Stalwarts, as in Ida, your assignment... Idas help explore the wilds, plot our path, and shape the evolution of our beloved... What? That's you. Now, if you'll just exit through to your left, and remember...
Tramicular, arriving. Now, approaching station.
Hey, Commander. I wanted to apologize for the way I handled things after Greater Tranquility. I've also given some thought to what you said about vengeance darkening the soul. Think you might be... Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. We can get back to the mission. Only felt right to clear the air. I've learned the hard way what happens when you leave things to Oh, yeah? What's needling you?
Our overbearing neighbors employ. Why wait? To bring a new product to market when it can... The
story of Auntie Cleo versus the Moon Man is a ballad for our ages. A thing of legend, to be handed down for a modest fee to each successive generation. Spacer's Choice swollen-headed mascot represents the worst impulses of old corporations, who unfairly stacked the deck against the little person, as they tried with us at Tau Ceti. But did Auntie Cleo take Spacer's Choice devious shenanigans lying down? No! Just like our tossball team, the Auntie Cleo's darlings refused to do
Now available in brown.
I'm Jean Tyler, sixth base person for the
I believe the Sixers chose a goalie at the 56th inning, then made a Sunday goal to win the game. Whenever I see that.
Them wraps all taken care of yet? All good news to me, friend. Anything happen? All right, all right. I never mentioned a number.
I'm Auntie Cleo, and I endorse this message. Auntie here to brighten your workday with a report on how much money you're... is netting.
Development. The board. Fire of our entire operation.
Surely you didn't mean to assault us.
With Auntie's Choice. As your peerless leader, known for her unparalleled business acumen, I might appear above the occasional frivolity. But no, I do enjoy spectating a rousing sporting match as much as all of you base rank and file. The Big Rift cut off tossball news from home, but our Arcadia Grown League is a worthy substitute. Certainly a more profitable program than the Protectorate's watered-down ripoff. Pitchball, they call it. My, how imaginative. And don't get me started on their arbitrary rule changes. Bronzing is prohibited in the Tuesday and Thursday zones? Why even have the T-zones then? Oh, and sportsmanlike conduct is tolerated? Ha! That won't put posteriors in the seats. A blood sport without blood sounds like red ink to Auntie. Our tossball teams play for keeps. I witnessed no fewer than 6 critical blood force dramas in last week's contest between the Easy Heel Loafers and
Can't you see him on the clock here?
Let's not waste each other's time.
Hello and goodbye.
Hey, mister. Any bits to spare? You seem like a go-getter. Let's consume lunch sometime.
Why, looky here. It's our contractor-to-be. I see you got her message. Glad you followed up. Now, the question is, are you just here to work an angle, or are you moved by our plight? In as far as there's a way for us all to profit, yes. We, the mid-tier middle managers, see, us in middle management, we get none of the credit, all of the blame. Catch hell coming and going. With nary a promotion or raise in sight, we pulled our funds to hire a maverick outsider like yourself to collect useful information on 3 local persons of interest to help us climb the ladder. First person is Melquiades Alcantara, proprietor of the Bottom Runger. Came up with this new drink, the Rapt. The second is an unnamed individual. Shows up at the Esplanade every day.
And why is he always waving?
Head back here when you're done with them two. The third target we'll talk about Anything else? That's what we want to find out. And that whole Oh, nothing so mundane. Alcantara. Wonder. See everybody? Things are looking up already.
Commercialism is the foundation that Auntie's Choice Society is based upon. Not because we worship bits, but because of the system's glorious efficacy. While the protectorate decide what its subjects get, we respond to what you want through your decisions as consumers. What's more, we skip the frivolously lengthy approval process our overbearing neighbors employ. Why wait 20 years to bring a new product to market when it can be enhancing people's lives now? As a responsible member of society, we allow you to take part in public product testing, respecting your right to risk a few pesky side effects as an early adopter. At Auntie's Choice, we understand that the marketplace is dynamic, efficient,
I'll have you know my handling license is completely up to date.
Why, looky here. I see you got her message. Glad you followed up. Now, see, we pulled our funds to hire him. And head back here when you're...
That sort of thing gets attention.
Yeah, the sort of attention we don't need. Anything else? Oh, nothing, so that's what we want to find out. What? See, everybody? Things are looking...
Working hard or hardly working? That's important.
Trinicular.
We took what nature heedlessly assembled and vastly rebettered it through artificial means. At Auntie's Choice, we strive to be 110% wholly plus artificial.
Get you something?
Artificiality is our guiding.
Afraid he stepped away to his office. He's around the corner to the right, just past the stairs. Likely find him. The drink's quite a hit around here, and it's Melquiades' own proprietary recipe. Only every day. But he's not as bad as most. In fact, I have. I once made a drink called Death by Purpleberry and Ulcizuranium Poisoning. If I did, I think the boss would share. I mean, I actually been concocting my own cocktail creations and more.
Demoted from his unnamed and clearly unimportant position within experimental operations. Welcome to your new role as Site Sanitation Manager, Doctor. Toilet. I mean when I encourage working on the go. Perhaps a strategic step backward to Document Index Manager will refresh your info security fundamentals, Reggie. Congrats! You're now a file clerk. Colleagues over drinks at the bottom runner. Is, quote, long in the tooth and short on ideas. Then you agonized for weeks that your comment might get back to me. Anxiety gnawing at your guts.
Let's confine ourselves to surreptitious glances from here.
Greeting specialist will be fun. Stressful. And if you haven't
Need anything?
breathe easy.
Yeah, all the yelling. Afraid he stepped away to his office. He's around the corner to the right, just past the stairs. Likely find him till next
Toodaloo.
are you pestering me? Do I
You're
look
here
like
from
middle management?
Melquiades Alcantara. Afraid you're a mite bit late. Investigator Yoshida, did you know the deceased? Seems like you're not the... Were you aware if you had any business rivals, any disgruntled employees? Deals gone sour? Are you asking the questions now? Thought this worked the other way. No, that would make my day if you were to blame. I only cover internal. You're clear to saunter freely. Don't forget, Auntie's Choice Zero-G whiskey gets you into orbit.
My records show you have an outstanding fine for past offenses.
I'm listening.
Funny you should say that. I've been entered. Pleasure.
Sounds like red ink to Auntie. Our toss.
Look who's back. I know one. Vallo Andrews, owner of the Best Choice. Wasn't too keen on our success. Melquiades, the only way I'd ever make it in that place is crawling through a vet.
Bandits. I pit our least bakeable tossball team against the Protectorate's entire roster of pitchball pushovers. Even with half our team's 32 backs benched, they'd forfeit by middle time. It would be an embarrassment of body goals. Imagine the ad windfall. Our athletic assets would achieve full profit potential as human sports. Of course, I also enjoy the simple pleasure of watching professional athletes bludgeon each other.
Yes, may I help you somehow? Please go tell your manager to fire you. Then follow proper protocols, or we'll find other vendors to patronize. Good. The intention is to keep riffraff like yourself. Now please, go... You're back. Since you ain't soiling our fine establishment with your presence. Think I made that real clear. Look, I get it. You're clearly new on the claim, so maybe you don't cognize. Unless you'd like to prove you're the kind of swanky folk that belong in our fine establishment, then you ain't getting in. Simple as that. How else? You slip me and
I suspect there is some method of ingress that does not capitulate to this cretin's desires.
Sure you will.
That vent there might be our ticket inside. Nothing here to my taste, of course, but you enjoy yourself, man.
Hold that thought.
Everyone has their little hunch about which new product line will sell the most.
Oh, look at... See? They're letting in anyone now. Oh, don't we all? Have an issue with the service? She's in her office. Door to... Well...
Back here. No one's allowed. Someone will be fired. And I don't know what you think you're seeing here, but ignore all this. It's a Raptidon bite. A unique concoction. I procured its recipe from him before his unfortunate passing, and before you ask, yes, I have receipts for everything. As if I don't know how to scour. This isn't some run-of-the-mill one-bit operation. Now that we have the recipe for this dreadful elixir, our clientele no longer have reason to think you're wearing down my resolve, don't. Look, I see you're going to be a problem. Just cover my efforts and expenses and the recipe's yours. Our patron. Fine, you can have it. But I better not hear one. Here you are. One lightly bloody time for you to blunder out. Still here, I see.
What now? Oh.
Wait, what? When did... How did you get in? Now please, go anywhere else so that I can tend to the actual patrons worthy of entrance into the best choice.
They call it. My, how imaginative. And don't get me started on their arbitrary...
Hectic ulcers are bargain today.
...is prohibited in the Tuesday and Thursday...
Purple berry product samples!
Samples from our nutritious tobacco line.
Close enough. Hey, didn't you hear me growl in a
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm gonna...
As you wish.
Sorry, they get a mite carried away, so... that. Yeah. Wish they wouldn't say that. Ain't accustomed to fancy titles. Don't mind them. They're here to make sure nothing happens. To me, that is. On account of being... It's all a bit much, to be honest. But I guess it's like Auntie always says. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Oh. Anyhow, probably shouldn't just mull about here engaging in idle talk. She saw me, she'd probably... Wait, really? Hey, stay here, will you? Me and my new...
Staying put, but keeping alert as if our jobs and or lives depended on it. Bob off!
...achieve full profit potential as human...
Purple berry product sample! Purple berry product sample!
Need anything? You learned the recipe? Yes. Tell me and I'll make you one. Oh, the black powder was in Moore's...
Platinum Executive Skybox above the line of scrimmage. Anti-Clears was specifically founded to fight what nature inflicts, to offer higher quality pharmaceuticals.
Right, so how does this all work exactly? They bring you a drink, and then people just converse around? Well, wow. Well, is that right? This seat looks really comfortable. Oh, I'll stand. Honestly, it's... So, you want to start? Oh, I know. Earth. Her to a... First part, I'm iffy on. Auntie's choice all got sent to a mining. Next thing I knew, Auntie was in charge. Then we were on a ship a while before getting here. I'm not sure. Eventually, I asked for something to do. I got a note, said pick any job on the ship. I chose this one. Folks back there said they had to guard me. That's the short version. You think so? Huh. I just thought it was because we've been friends for ever now. Few years, maybe. Hail from Argos originally. Auntie and I both do. Kind of far from here, I think. Had everything. Mining, a garbage pile, sprats, slums, more mining. The work. I always think that, but just not out loud like that. Like sometimes when I turn them in just in case someone's looking for them, which earns me some weird looks. But I figure that's not trash to somebody who needs it. What other sort of stuff you want to talk about? The weather, maybe? Oh, Felicity. Felicity Carroll. Dr. Felicity Carroll. She came to be lead scientist of research and development at Numa Experimental back in the good old days when the company still did, you know, human testing first. I was her best test subject.
Through your decisions as consumers.
Well, I guess she remembers, huh? And now you do too, so, like, 3 alive folks. Sure was determined. I'll tell you what. Made her own healing grease and got one of them entry science jobs at Anti. Started scaling the corporate ladder right quick. Weren't too long before she left the colony completely. You think? I'd sure like to think so. Oh, you got me reminiscing something fierce.
And expired. No, that's not to entertain that.
Maybe I can remember other important. You know, this is nice. Talking like this is much better than when the other...
Notice you've got your own share of prostheses. Those from the garbage...
Lost an arm back when we learned that antacid wasn't safe for skin. One foot was testing a raptidon repellent.
Law.
Well, you know, I haven't talked to her for... When she approved my request for this role, I got a letter from her that said, dictated but not read at the end. Like she was talking right to me. Or at me, maybe. You know, you're probably right. Sometimes thought it might be good to hear from her more, but all I know is one day, Felicity said she was she told me once she needed to climb to the top no matter what, but that she was real sorry about the people she had to step on to get there, though. You think? I mean, admit that might be all I want to talk about. The rest makes me, I don't know, would hate to be rude. You come out with me and all. Yeah, well, you know what? I haven't feel this springy inside.
Prohibited in the Tuesday and Thursday zone. Been right.
Tramicular.
Hey, mister, any bits to spare?